Right here, out. Protect your out. We put the work in. Let's finish. Let's do this. Family, I'll do 1, 2, 3.
You see, we dream chase, cause that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
What's going on, Eagles Nation and TMTP family? Welcome back to another episode here on the Main Thing Podcast presents. It's your boy, Mr. Owens, and after further review, the call stands. I'm still official with no stripes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we had a fantastic preseason opener versus the Cincinnati Bengals, and Big Huss did a great job covering the offense. Now I'm tasked and had the responsibility of covering the defense. But before we get into those news and notes, let's continue to make sure that we're doing our part. Continue to like the videos, share, and subscribe to the community and the content. Disrespect those comment sections and make sure, don't forget to do this. Turn on them notification bells and keep your eyes and ears peeled to the streets like your local neighborhood watch so you don't miss when me and Big Huss drop this pressure on y'all. But let's keep the main thing, and let's get into it. All right, y'all. So look, the preseason opener wasn't just about the scoreboard. It's deeper than that, all right? So it was about testing the depth, building chemistry, and seeing how Vic Fangio's defense responds to live fire. Now, the test was one of the NFL's sharpest passing attacks, which featured Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Now, boom, it was an early reality check. The Eagles' young defenders got hit in the jaw early, but they responded. The Bengals came out hot and were on fire. The first quarter breakdown was as follows. Joe Burrow, he was surgical. He was 9 out of 10 for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns in limited action. Now, Jamar Chase, he was dangerous. He beat Keely Ringo on a go route and found holes in the zone coverage and turned short catches into major gains. What I noticed as well in our secondary, it was a lot of coverage miscommunications. The safety and corners weren't in sync, and it left major windows for Joe Burrow to exploit. I'm concerned after this game. I've been a little concerned, but I'm even more concerned now with the cornerback 2 role. Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson both struggled in man and zone and allowed big chunk plays and touchdown drives. I know that Vic Fangio expressed that the defense as a whole was playing too soft in the zone, but what I really noticed was that Keely and Adoree was given too much cushion, and I know that you have to respect the likes of Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, but to give that much cushion to those type of receivers and that type of quarterback, they're just playing pitch and catch at the end of the day. So that concerned me. So hopefully Jacorian Bennett or somebody else, if we have to go and trade, if we have to go a different route to sharpen up that position, we have to go forward, because so far what I'm seeing in camp and in that game is alarming, and we cannot have that be our downfall, especially with us having major goals in going back to the Super Bowl in Santa Clara in 2026. The message is simple and it's clear. The Eagles learned quickly what an elite quarterback and wide receiver chemistry can do to a defense that isn't perfectly connected and in line. But again, this is a great teaching tool with the first team offense with the Cincinnati Bengals going against the young defense that was put on the field on Thursday. These are invaluable lessons. These are lessons that you grow with. These are lessons that you build on for the future. People always wonder why the Philadelphia Eagles are continuously in playoff contention and continuously have strong rosters and dominant teams. And it's because not only do we draft well, but we build a culture where the players, the older players, the vets, take the younger players under their wings. We have great player development, and then also we have situations like this where the younger players have to get out there and show their value and show their worth and prove why they belong on the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, some bright spots within the depth pieces and some rookies who shined, even with all the early struggles against the Bengals. The defense did produce some momentum shifting moments. Now, Ty the Vanilla Gorilla, he recorded a sack and allowed and showed, I'm sorry, he showed elite burst for his size and collapsed the pocket on multiple snaps. He clearly is talented, but he is a raw project. That is somebody that Clint Hurd is going to have to work with, but I see the potential in Ty Robinson, and I know that his future will be bright here in Philadelphia. Someone who I am truly, truly rooting for and see unlimited, untapped potential is Patrick Robinson, and he had the play of the night. He tipped a Burrow pass at the line and caught it himself to set up a scoring drive for our offense. Now, that was obviously a highlight play, but even let's take it a step back further. It was the play right before where he did sack Joe Burrow, but it was negated by a penalty in the secondary. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, Patrick Johnson will not go down without a fight. He continuously makes plays every single training camp and continues to get better every single year. He's giving Vic Fangio reasons to trust him, to put him in the edge rotation. So let's see if Patrick Johnson continues to build off of his great play in that preseason game. And Brandon Johnson was another person who caught my eye, the rookie nickel. He was calm, cool, and collective in coverage. He was physical in tackling. We know that it was an issue with our defense in tackling in years past, and especially in our secondary. So it's refreshing to have a young defender willing to stick his face in there and be physical. But then also he didn't have any major blown assignments. Now, one other player who I do want to shout out, who he was on our practice squad last season, but he's having a side camp this season. And he made some plays in the preseason game, and that is Gabe Hall. Now, what I like about Gabe Hall is he's 6'6", 295, and he has unique traits like his arm length and athleticism. He's quick twitch. He gets off the ball fast. He's big, knows his assignments. That is somebody who Clint Hurd can continue working with, and Vic Fangio can get with him. And I see a bright future for Gabe Hall. Okay, now let's go to rookie report cards. Ty Robinson, I gave him a C plus. He flashed in pass rush, but needs more strength versus the run. Jahad Campbell, our first round pick, received a B. He was reliable and steady all game and should have had that interception. He will tell you out of anybody that that's one that he wished that he has back, but he has more to come and more opportunities to make them, but that is one that you do have to make, and he knows that. Smile Munden received a D. He was out of position a lot of times on the field, missed some tackles, but showed great speed, especially in pass coverage. But he has to get stronger. I saw one play where he was on the sideline and got stiff armed, I believe on a 3rd and long. Um, but that is something, like I said, that he can continue to work on with him being a rookie. And Brandon Johnson received the B. He had a solid nickel presence with good instincts. Now, Fangio's defensive approach, his preseason priorities, Fangio values reps over results. Mistakes now become teaching before week one. So everything that we've seen out on Thursday night, those are things that Fangio will go over with the defense to make sure that any miscues or any blown assignments, or anything that they didn't understand coverage wise, assignment wise, they will get that cleaned up. It's just mental reps and mental notes, and then getting on the field and practicing to make sure that you are in the right position. Now, versatility testing, Cooper DeJean, we're seeing snaps at safeties, and Fangio's evaluating multiple cornerback combinations, especially with Jabari and Bennett coming in the fold. And let's not forget about it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Eli Ricks is making a case for himself. He continues to have fabulous practices. He even had a solid game on Thursday. So let's see if he can continue to push that competition. And now the pass rush rotation, Vic Fangio kept the schemes vanilla, but we saw some flashes from some young rushers, like Robinson, Johnson, and Oju Lari. Now, the road ahead includes cornerback position battles, cornerback two, to be specific. Let's decide if Ringo, Adoree Jackson, or Ja'Cory Bennett is the answer, or if we need to get a veteran in there opposite of Quinion. Communication, we have to work on communication. That is where we thrived last year. And I know that we will get back to communicating at a high and effective level. The safety and corner alignment must be sharper to prevent big plays. Linebacker consistency, we have to improve run fits and tackling angles. But again, these are younger defenders, so they haven't got that many reps as a Zach Bond, as a N'Kobe Dean, or things like that. But it's good to see the young linebackers continue to grow. So the bigger picture takeaways would be, it's only preseason again. The defense's job right now is to learn and adjust. The depth shows promise here in Philadelphia. Rookies and role players are making the most of their opportunities, and clear needs have been identified. The cornerback depth and the coverage cohesion are the top priorities heading into joint practices with the Cleveland Browns. Now, before I get out of here, who should win the cornerback two competition? I know I asked this on previous content, but this is a serious issue, and I want to know y'all perspective. Should it be Ringo? Should it be Jackson? Should it be Bennett? Should it be Ricks? Or should it be a free agent via trade, or a free agent that we just signed? Now, the Eagles defense got punched early, right? But they punched back with big plays from unexpected names. That's what exactly preseason is for learning and growing and letting the depth prove they belong. The stars, the core players, they'll be ready for week one. But right now, it's about sharpening the tools and finding out which young defenders can carve out their role in 2025. But again, it has been a pleasure. I hope that you all have had an amazing weekend. I hope that you all are looking forward to September 4th as we unveil the banners. You know that me and Big Huss are going to continue to drop that pressure. But again, let's continue to do our part. Make sure to continue to like these videos. That helps with the visibility in the algorithm. Share and subscribe to the community and our content. Disrespect, and I mean disrespect our comment sections And last but not least, don't forget to do this. Make sure to turn on the notifications so you don't miss when Swoop comes in with the Eagles news and updates. All right. But again, y'all, it's been a pleasure. Hopefully, you all continue to have a great night, and let's start the week on with a positive note. I hope that this video has brought you peace and comfort, and it has been a pleasure. But again, if you don't know, I go by Mr. Owens, and this is the Main Thing Podcast presents, where we keep the main thing the main thing. All right, y'all. It's been a pleasure.
It was I was gonna make a lot of money doing what I wanted to do. I went after it, and it was a struggle to achieve it. But you know what? I caught that bitch. Dream chasing.